Hey, what's up, y'all? Back with another Inside of Tides. I think it's episode 141. I never checked that before I started doing the video. Got to get better about that. As you see over here to my side, I can't guess if it's the right or the left, is an article that I wrote this week, and you probably heard all about it from a lot of different websites. Now, the difference between those websites and my website is I've actually been covering the investment into sneaker companies for about 2-3 years now, because the investment started to get bigger and bigger, and I started tracking them. So you can go back through the website and find a ton of information on GOAT and Flight Club and StockX and Highsnobiety and Hypebeast becoming an IPO. All of that information is on the site. So that's the introduction. What we're going to get into is why, as you see in the title here, why Foot Locker invested $100 million in GOAT Group. Now, this is the thing that you have to understand about the sneaker business. The whole process. Oh, real quick, big shout out Reebok for shooting me this book from Sneaker Freaker, and it's the history of Reebok and running shoes, but it gets more in detail than just running shoes, man. It's a fantastic history. I'm thinking about giving it away. You guys leave comments, and if somebody actually wants it, when I finish it, it's got a whole book of stickers in here. Not a book, but a sheet of stickers. And it just goes through all of the history of Reebok, man. It's a pretty incredible collaboration between Sneaker Freaker and Reebok. But I think I might give this book away. I had to think about how to do it. At the end of last year, and I'm going to get back to the Foot Locker and GOAT thing. At the end of last year, I told you guys how much money I made in 2017 on StockX. Now, that's not GOAT. 2018, I didn't do StockX as like a hobby. I actually did it full time. And I said I was going to give you guys a video on what I made in 2018. I haven't done that video yet, but I did write the book. So I'm going to move that up so you can see it. Nike's Consumer Direct Offense, Amazon, and StockX, the disruption of sneaker retail. Why am I showing you guys this book? And you'll see once you get inside of it, I'm editing it in a whole bunch of different marks. I have to finish editing it. The book hopefully will release in another week. The reason I'm showing you this book is because inside of this book, I explained that GOAT was more than likely going to become one of the most powerful sneaker platforms in the industry. And this is why, and this is what a lot of people who are writing about this investment, they don't really know the details of it. They're simply copying and pasting a PR release from GOAT and Foot Locker. They don't realize what made everything kind of come into play to position GOAT to become a $500 million company, basically, as far as the valuation is concerned, because a $100 million investment from Foot Locker means that the valuation is not $100 million or the $100 million that GOAT already had. Scroll down here to the bottom so you can see this, because I know nobody else really posted this part of it, but this is the GOAT. This is GOAT's funding history down here at the bottom, right? 7.6 million, and then a Series A 5 million, Series B 25 million, Series C 60 million, and then Series D 100 million. Now, if you take 100, 60, 25, 5, 7, you take all of those, the different amounts that people come in at when they invest increases the value of the company. So based on what percentage Foot Locker got of the company, the value is times that amount. With over 190 million in investment into GOAT, that valuation places them at a $500 million valuation at the least. Now, I'm not positive about that, and you can all check me on the math, but what you really need to understand is that when I do these sneakerhead to boss videos and I do these Inside of Ties, man, I really want you guys to become smarter and think about what you're doing in regard to, you know, being involved in the sneaker culture. There are jobs out there. There are opportunities out there. These guys capitalized on it, and they just made a huge power move. Now, I don't necessarily think that GOAT should have allowed the investment, but I also don't think GOAT would ever have hit a valuation of 500 million, ever. I think their cap was going to be around 300 million, but they could only get to that cap if they opened up a ton of stores, and then I don't think they would have had, necessarily made it back on 300 million. But in the book, I spent a lot of time explaining why this was able to happen. GOAT, Flight Club, Foot Locker. Let's think about these things real quick and ask ourselves exactly what this means. If Foot Locker has invested in GOAT, do you realize that when someone buys a shoe from Foot Locker and they sell it on GOAT, Foot Locker will get paid out of their store, and they will also get paid in the third-party marketplace. They make 2 transactions on one shoe that comes in from Nike. Nike can't be happy about this. There's no way that they can be happy about this, because I'm certain Nike was probably thinking to themselves that they could go into the back door and maybe work out an arrangement with GOAT. Why am I saying that? Because if Nike was able to deliver premium shoes directly through GOAT, you're talking about a different arrangement than wholesale, and GOAT is basically a consignment shop. They wouldn't be selling the shoes to GOAT. They would be earning a considerable amount of money. Foot Locker just did what? They cut off GOAT's growth. GOAT is not going to be opening up a lot of stores, which is what I thought they were headed towards. Basically, Foot Locker cut off GOAT, and they also cut off Nike. That's powerful. It's big. I really want to go further into detail, but I got to get back to editing this book. I got to finish it up. You guys be on the lookout for it. Next week, I'll go ahead and put up the video on how much I made on StockX for 2018, because it coincides with the release of the book. And that's it. Appreciate you guys for watching. New subscribers, I think we're close to 1,600 subscribers. If it goes up, great. If it doesn't, you guys that are getting this information, use it. Ask questions. Shoot me emails. I'm an open book. Literally, I'll be an open book very soon. See you guys on the next one.